Well, this is it. This is where it gets serious. Qualifying for the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500. 33 drivers, 4 laps, 1 shot. This is pressure like we've never seen it before. Welcome to Indianapolis. This is going to be tense.
If you want to sit on pole today, number one job, you've got to be in the top 12 during this initial run.
5 times a pole sitter here at the Indy 500. Dixon is so good at balancing a race car as that third lap time comes in, and a pretty sizable drop-off, guys.
He still has not touched the hybrid until now. The deployment of that extra boost of hybrid power comes in turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Wife Emma Dixon looking on. They look happy, but not super thrilled right now, Will.
Maintains that top speed of 239 into 3.
And regen a little bit of power into 3, using it now through 4. This speed should most certainly go up from the lap 3.
Sir Scott Dixon over the line, and this will be our benchmark. It's a 231.4 average.
Take a look at the wind down into turn 3, just sort of pushing the car sideways as you turn in. That's going to make the front end take off on exit. So you got to predict that as a driver. Work with your tools, change your line, try to force yourself to stay flat. He was able to do it this time by as he deploys the hybrid system.
Gives himself the boost through 4.
Check it, flag.
Time goes up to a 230.8. Nice fastest lap for him at the end, but it's a 230.6. The 25-year-old from Hoofddorp in the Netherlands with just 2 corners to go. Can he hang on and translate that brilliant first lap pace into ultimate 4-lap pace?
Little high of the apex in turn 3, but he was just, did you see him lift?
Just a tiny little bit. Had to breathe it coming off at turn 3.
Over the line for Rinus VK.
Check it, flag. Check it, flag.
And it's enough to take him to the top of the pile, 231.5.
Turn 3, the most difficult one for McLaughlin.
40% deployment left. A little squirt to bring him home. McLaughlin through 4. 231.5. The average to beat. McLaughlin
Nice job, everyone.
goes to the top at 231.623.
Definitely happy with that run. Like we were expecting to be sort of 25th to 33rd type range. I'm hoping that is already better than at least 33rd. So yeah, and we thought the warmer conditions would help us because we have really good downforce. It just, you know, we just seem draggy for some reason. So happy with that run.
He's still got a full pack of hybrid to deploy, so this last lap, guys, could be even quicker still.
Deploy.
There you go. He got the reminder because you didn't want to lose that free lap time. Deploying all the way down to turn 3, 240 miles an hour as he turns into turn 3.
What a run from Felix Rosenqvist. 34 years of age, from Värnamo, Sweden. This could be, by far, the fastest run of the day so far.
Go, Daddy, go!
Red one, go.
And it is
P1.
by a
Stick with that.
monster,
Really good.
almost 1 mile an hour. In Fast Friday, he was 7th on the 4-lap no-toe. He is hoping for big things today. Hey, and listen, if you can get up and compete with the likes of VK and Dixon right now, you may still find yourself in the show.
In terms of hybrid technique, James, I'm liking the regen and deploy on each lap based on what we've seen so far. Ferrucci will finish lap 4, and it still looks solid.
Up and into the top 5. We get the drivers who turn up for the one-offs, but what about this? Not just a driver who turns up for the one-off, but a team who turns up just for this race. Dreyer Reinbold Racing running Connor Daly and Jack Harvey this year. Connor Daly, Indiana native. This place loves him. He loves this place, and he has looked phenomenal all the way through practice, even going back to the open test. He has got a rocket underneath him in 2026. What a run from Connor Daly.
And he will have done it, James, on straight-up driving and cockpit adjustments. So, great point, Will. Consistent.
Coming to the checker.
And it didn't come easy. He earned this one.
P2, that is a brilliant run. Mick Schumacher's first ever attempt to qualify at the Indianapolis 500.
Oh boy, look at how close it is for Mick Schumacher to the current bubble time of Ryan Hunter-Reay, who sits 12th. Again, you want to be top 12 to have a chance to advance for the pole shootout as Schumacher completes his run.
The average of 229.450 is good enough for 14th. Romain Grosjean returns to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the 39-year-old from Geneva, Switzerland.
He's going to need a big final lap. He's going to need that hybrid energy to really boost him up if he's going to try to get himself into the top 12.
No regen. Will have to use just the 60% he had stored.
There he goes, he dumps it. Look good and smooth and consistent, so maybe that hybrid will get him up over 230 again.
It's smooth. Is it fast? The 229.7, a consistent final lap compared to that third, but that puts him down in 14th, behind Newgarden, but ahead of Schumacher and Rahal. Back in Indianapolis, one of the most electrifying drivers at this racetrack and in this fabled race, Pato O'Ward for McLaren.
This one's reading to me like a top 12 car, but I'm not sure they've got enough for a Firestone Fast 6 appearance as he keeps it nice and consistent there. 231.3.
Moves back up for his fastest lap of the three. Marginally, but it's enough.
Puts him right in between the pace of Dixon and Ferrucci, who sit 5th and 6th right now. But to make it stick, you've got to stick the landing on lap 4.
Big final lap could move him into the top 6. Pato O'Ward, a fan favorite here at Indianapolis. Where does this place him? It's good enough for 6th. 231.248. What I love about this driver since he's moved to Penske, I think the questions would have been, is it too much too soon? Is the burden too heavy to carry for him? He has carried it all with such ease and joy. And that's the best thing about watching David Malukas race. You can see, you can sense how happy he is and how much fun he's having behind the wheel.
Well, you go back to a couple years ago, this driver signed by McLaren, then had a bicycle crash, broke his left wrist very badly, lost his ride. Now he finds himself with the greatest team in the history of this racetrack on a lap that might put him as the #1 Penske driver today.
Checkered flag, great execution, man. Nice work.
And Malukas goes second. Alexander Rossi, he seems to have the car, he seems to have the opportunity, and he looks confident.
Car still looked a little squirrely to me in turn 3. He goes right up to the wall, arcing in for a late turn in of turn 1. A lot of rear steer going on here.
This is the biggest wind gusts that I've seen looking at the pylon.
Boy out of 3.
Highest track temperatures that we've seen. It's gone up a degree since he started this run, guys. Worst conditions of any driver so far, and Rossi right now still tracking to be right near the top.
Hits the button, drains everything out of the hybrid, through 4 to the yard of bricks. Where does this place Rossi?
Checkered flag.
It's good enough for 6th. Dennis Hauger, the reigning Indy Next champion, dubbed the Norwegian Nightmare.
This guy's confident, he knows what to do. Perfect placement of the car. A great job from the rookie. Speed's not there, but the technique is spot on.
So for Dennis Hauger, the average of the 4-lap run is a 228.982. Caio Collet, graduate of the Indy Next program, was fastest on day 2 at the open test, is loving, absolutely loving, driving at speed around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
AJ Foyt Racing has come to fight as Ferrucci watches on. The Brazilian rookie doing a great job. 1 corner to go.
Great relationship between these two, and now Collet pushes the hybrid button, deploys everything through 4, over the line. Caio Collet, does he make it into the top 12? He does, in 7th. What a final lap. Helio Castroneves out on track. A four-time pole sitter here, deploying everything, trending ahead of his teammate Marcus Armstrong. All on the final corner, all on the run to the bricks. Does he transfer to the 12? Helio Castroneves is in.
But only just, sitting on the bubble.
Nice job.
Takuma Sato, so much experience around this track. A two-time winner, has never had a pole, but knows what it takes to start on the front row, as he did last year.
Car balance looks excellent in terms of stability. Very consistent.
He needs a big lap. He can make it into the 12, but will he make it in safely? 230.9 is the average. It's 11th.
P11 1, please.
Louis Foster, the last of the RLL drivers to qualify today. Sophomore driver from Odeon in England.
Louis Foster minimizing the damage. Car still walking around a little bit in turn 3, but he's able to hang on.
And that's what's so hard about this format we've had to condense into. If this was yesterday, you'd have lined up, re-racked, and gone for another run after some changes to the car, but it's one and done for everybody in this first round, and that 230.2 slots him into P20.
Now we look down at Kiffin Simpson, that beautiful Sunoco livery. Looking good enough at the moment. This is a good run from Kiffin Simpson. As it stands, looks like he might not be too far off his teammate Scott Dixon.
Regen a little bit in 3 to use a last little bit of deployment off of 4.
Bring it home. Kiffin Simpson to transfer into the 12. Does so, 11th.
Takuma Sato sitting on that bubble right now, 230.995, the 4-lap average.
Oh, it's going to keep it. Going to keep a hold of it. Needs a massive final lap. Does Alex Palou. 231.142. That's dropping down to around 11th place.
He's got the full pack to deploy. He's doing that now. Hopefully this is one of those runs where you see that 4th lap jump up. If you're Alex Palou, that's what you're looking for right now. Able to just jump ahead of Sato. Still
Ahead.
2 corners to go.
This will be close.
But only just. Keeps some hybrid. Just the last little bit. Through the final corner. Over the yard of bricks. Does Alex Palou progress to the 12?
Checker flag.
He's in. But just. Only just. In 11th place. These are the drivers then who advance to the top 12. Felix Rosenquist with an absolutely devastating time to top the sheets. David Malukas and Connor Daly, Scott McLaughlin and Arenas VK, Alexander Rossi, your fastest 6 drivers. Rookie sensation, Kaio Collet up there very much in the mix with Scott Dixon, Pato O'Ward, Santino Ferrucci, and just in those final runs, Alex Palou and Kiffin Simpson making it all 3 Ganassis into the top 12. What a brilliant qualifying session we saw today. No do-overs, no second chances. 33 drivers at the limit, and Felix Rosenquist head and shoulders above the rest. This guy, Kiffin Simpson, aged just 21, could become the youngest pole sitter in Indy 500 history. 230.5, so he's lost about a half a mile an hour from lap 2 to lap 3.
He's lost that, but he'll now use that hybrid system. You can see him deploying it. That's going to give him a boost of about 60 extra horsepower. And we saw in the first round of qualifying, that can seriously improve that 4th lap speed. Let's see what it is for Kiffin with 2 corners to go.
He hits 239 miles an hour with the hybrid going into turn 3, a jump of about 2 miles an hour thanks to the hybrid.
Very few drivers went faster than 239 on the run into turn 3 earlier in the day. Over the line for Kiffin Simpson. This will be the benchmark average for the 4 laps, 230.883 miles an hour. He did find time on that last lap, and that is our benchmark from Kiffin Simpson.
Solid run there, bud.
This is a clean run from Alex Palou.
Deploy.
A one-time pole sitter here at the Indy 500. He took his first victory here at the Yard of Bricks 12 months ago. He is a 4-time champion. He is the man with the target on his back, the one everyone knows they have to beat. He is clinical and ever so fast.
Dumping all of that hybrid here on the last lap. Let's see if he can beat 240. He matches it. And then he regens with that tailwind, so he'll have another blast coming out of turn 4.
0.7 of a mile an hour drop off between lap 1 and lap 3. Can he improve on that final lap, or does it continue to drop?
Such intelligent use of his tools over the line for Alex Palou. What is it? It's a 2:31.665. Alex Palou goes top, and that is going to take some beating.
White flag.
One lap. 2:30.8. It's still looking good in the stars and stripes. The homes for our troops, Chevrolet, with the gold rear wing. Santino Ferrucci. Half a lap now to run.
Thing looks pretty hooked up still on lap 4. Track temp still 110 degrees.
Recharging the pack through 3 so that he can have a nice full deployment here, coming off of 4 to the line.
Huge boost out of 4. Great run to the line. Santino Ferrucci looking to take it to Alex Palou. It's second place for Ferrucci, a 2:31.098 average. Pato O'Ward, his 9th year in IndyCar. This will be his 7th Indianapolis 500. He's only started on the front row once before, but he's gunning for pole position today. 50 years on from his McLaren team's last pole position at this great race. That was Johnny Rutherford. He won that race back then. They have not been back to victory lane since. Half a century ago.
1 to go.
3 complete. And it's another 2:31.2. That is unbelievable consistency from Pato O'Ward.
That is incredible. You're used to seeing anywhere from a half mile an hour to maybe a mile an hour of degradation in the lap speed between lap 1 and lap 4, but unbelievably consistent. Great job on the engineering department to make sure that the right downforce level was on the car. Pato doing a great job from behind the wheel to adjust the tools.
I saw a lift of the throttle though in turn 3 with that tailwind pushing him into the corner. Have to see if he can make up for it with some of that hybrid deployment. Lap 4.
The checkered flag. Checkered
complete
flag.
here for
Great
Pato
flag.
O'Ward.
Over the yard of bricks for Pato O'Ward, 2:31.088.
Big drop there on that last lap.
Big drop.
Dropped him just behind Ferrucci by 1/100th of a mile an hour over a 10-lap run. 100th of a mile an hour. So close.
Scott Dixon, he was the first driver of the day to head out on track to contest the guaranteed runs. That now is nearly 5 hours ago. 3 laps complete. Has he found time? No, he's lost more time. Half a mile an hour on that lap.
And such a dramatic difference in the strategy on hybrid use here with Scott Dixon. He's just using a little bit. Now he goes to fully dump it.
Deploy. Short shoot between 3 and 4.
You're shifting, you're using the fast jacker, tuning the tools in the car, the front roll bar, the rear roll bar, the weight jacker, hybrid deployment. There's so much to remember, so much procedurally for these drivers to do while balancing an IndyCar on the absolute limit at over 230 miles an hour. It is no mean feat. And Scott Dixon crosses the line, averaging out at a 2:30.347.
5th of 5 for Scott Dixon. That may not be enough. Pato O'Ward is our 3rd fastest driver of the day so far. He's down on pit lane with our Kevin Lee.
And he's still talking to engineering because there's still a chance that he might make the 6 and be able to make a run for the pole by the end of the day. Are you content with where you're at, being in the top 10 or so? Or do you really want a chance to tune on it some more and see what's available?
That run was pretty, to be honest. I doubt it'll hold up. It might, but it's just, today it's been a pain to just feel like we can get a decent run in. Like, I'm so busy and they're moving things around. Yeah, I mean, it's expected with these track temperatures, but it's moving around a lot. So all we can hope for, like, it'd be nice to have a little bit more of a balance to be able to maybe take some downforce off of it and get maybe just more speed, because I feel like right now we're just kind of trapped. And then we had hard limiter hit at the end of the second lap in 6th gear, and it just, all in all, it was a very messy run where I wasn't getting the regens that I was expecting from certain ends of the track. So yeah, the whole strategy of how I was going to use the hybrid, and it kind of went out the window. And car balance wise, we didn't quite make it any better from the first try that we had. It just feels the exact same. So I don't really know how much more we can do. I don't think we can make big changes. So I think this is just what we've got.
What about this guy on track now? QUAL, the rookie in the Indycar series.
White flag.
Third lap through. 229.4, that's a massive drop.
And that's that big slide in turn 3. Got wide, scrubbed a bunch of speed. Just trying to hang on at this point and consolidate.
Let's use all your deploy coming to the line here.
He's going to have a full pack to deploy coming out of 3 and 4. That's going to help boost that final lap a little bit. But big lifts now in 3.
Not the 4-lap run he would have wanted, but to make it through to the top 12 on debut, worthy of note. QUAL has arrived. A brilliantly impressive day on Super Sunday here at the Speedway. Goes faster than Scott Dixon. And that, for your first ever attempt at Indy 500 qualifying, to go faster than a 5-time pole sitter is brilliant. Next up, Alexander Rossi, who has looked quick all month of May. Alexander Rossi, who has been on the front row here once, won this race on debut, but inarguably he has at his control this year one of the best cars he has ever had for the Indy 500. And no partial usage of the hybrid for Rossi. It's all or nothing. The absolute dump of 100%. The regen back to 100%. That lap 2:30.858. He's finding time.
Did a great job to stabilize the time loss there. Still 100%, flat out on throttle, deploys the hybrid once again. He looks to be in good shape for that bubble.
Deploy into 3.
And if he can find time on this 4th lap, he could find himself up behind only Alex Palou. This last lap then, this last corner as he turns it into 4, absolutely critical. 40% of the hybrid left. Will he use it? Should use it? Doesn't use it.
Checkered flag.
Over the line for Alex Rossi. And it's good enough only for 4th. How much difference might it have made?
Right now, P4.
Had he deployed that last little bit of juice on the straight. Rinus VeeKay, first time that his Juncos Hollinger Racing team have made their way into the top 12 at the Indy 500. He has been on the front row here for half of the races that he has contested, half of the Indy 500s that he has run. Quite the record for Rinus VeeKay. 2:39, nearly 2:40 heading into turn 3. It's a committed first lap.
And a big adjustment for VeeKay. The last time he was on the racetrack, it was 101 degrees. Right now, 108. Different conditions, less grip.
Oh, 2:32.1.
Wow!
That is the biggest first lap that we've seen so far.
You can hear the crowd in turn 1 super excited to see that massive speed, the 232. So impressive. So far, guys, Palou the only driver that has actually improved their time from the first round of qualifying, and you see right there, Rinus VeeKay ahead of QUAL on the bubble.
The question is, how much does that big lap challenge the Firestone tires? How much grip did he use to get the big number? We're about to find out what the bleed looks like on lap 2.
Big 30.3, it's a huge drop, and that's why he was there or thereabouts with QUAL on the bubble, when in fact, after that first lap, you'd imagine he'd be fighting with Alex Palou for top honors. What started out so promisingly is falling apart for Rinus VeeKay.
You compare this run to that of Alex Palou with that smooth, consistent performance. And I can only guess that they were just too aggressive here on downforce as Rinus VK comes to complete the run. This will be a big disappointment for him and his family.
Flag.
Over the line for VK, unsurprisingly the slowest we've seen so far. The Penske's have been, for the majority of this month of May, the team to beat around the 2.5 miles of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 4 laps, 10 miles for Scott McLaughlin. The 24-year-old from Sao Paulo, Brazil, watches and waits and sees what Scott McLaughlin can put up, but McLaughlin's losing time.
You talk about that transition from darkness to light through turn 1 as Kyle Collette's ghost car is coming back at Scott McLaughlin. The track changes too, Townsend. That corner is going to be cooler in the shade than when you get to turn 2 or like here in turn 3 where it's in the sun.
McLaughlin's really hanging on here. Got dangerously close to hitting the outside wall in turn 2 on this lap. He's got one more to go, 4 corners.
White flag here. One more.
Nothing in
Deploy
it
into one.
between
Deploy into
McLaughlin and Collette. 229.9, he's dropped 1.5 mile an hour.
You heard deploy into 1. He didn't do it. He got it on the exit of turn 1 going into turn 2, and he's working the throttle. He had to work the throttle there. That lift is going to cost him. Is it going to cost him a place in the Firestone Fast 6?
He's high. He's high in turn 3 with that tailwind. That also will cost him as the car is going to scrub off that white line.
Is it enough to make it through into the Firestone Fast 6 for Scott McLaughlin across the yard of bricks? And it is enough.
Barely.
Just over the yard of bricks. One more lap to run for Connor Daly.
It's a 2:30.4 for Connor Daly.
He's dropping time. Needs a massive final lap. Needs a huge one. He's right with McLaughlin. How brave dare he be now? Daly through 3.
He's closing.
In the short chute.
He's closing.
Through 4. He is closing. There's going to be inches in it. Can Daly make it through? Can he get into the Firestone Fast 6? The crowd roars him home. And over the line. He's 6th. He's in. What can you say about this young man, David Malukas, who has stepped into one of the most storied teams, one of the most famous seats, one of the most known cars in this championship, in all of motorsport, and has taken the pressure on his shoulders and raced magnificently.
White flag.
Another adjustment. That's the 3rd one this lap, sitting on a full pack of hybrid, 231.2, just 1/10 of a mile an hour. So consistent.
Consistency is great. Lines are beautiful. Car is hooked up. Malukas has the legs on Connor Daly. Can he keep it all together? Just 2 corners to run for David Malukas.
More adjustments and the gap to Connor growing.
For the 24-year-old from Chicago, Illinois, who came 2nd in last year's Indianapolis 500, deploying the hybrid. The final push to the line for David Malukas. Where will this place him?
Great run.
It is in the 6th, and it's 2nd.
P2.
Now it's down to Felix Rosenqvist, the fastest driver from the 33 that ran originally. What preparation though. What a confidence builder this will be.
White flag. Remember your deploy.
Where's his 3rd lap? 2:32.3, 2:32.1, 2:31.7. This is a demolition.
And he still has the hybrid. He's still got a full pack that he can deploy in the second half of this lap. We've seen that really help on lap 4.
Oh, what a nice job he did. Lap 4 at turn 2, really stable through there. None of the nervousness that he showed in the previous 3 laps.
Into the short chute, into 4. You'll rarely see 8 laps completed more phenomenally than this. Rosenqvist over the line. 2:32 again!
Good job, red 1.
That's an average! As the crowd salute him. 2:32.
Good job, guys.
33.0. He is in inspired form. Topped the group of 33, tops the group of 12, and right now, nobody can touch Felix Rosenqvist. Will this be his day? Hang around to find out. My word. This is what it all comes down to. The conclusion of Super Sunday. Our Firestone Fast 6 will fight it out for pole position for the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500.
46 times out of 110 Indy 500s, the winner comes from the front row. So statistically, there's a huge advantage to starting up front in this race. Pole matters for all kinds of reasons.
Rossi using all of his hybrid deployment. Out of turn 4, over the line. 232.5! That is an unreal marker!
And that is a huge jump from the pace that Rossi had in the top 12 shootout. They have really gone for it here at ECR. Laid that wing back, removed some downforce, but removed some drag as well. That gives you more speed as we see him hit 239 miles an hour. No lift into turn 3.
Watching that orange throttle trace right there, still 100% through all 4 corners to complete lap 2. That's the consistency that he needs.
Alexander Rossi has said he has rarely had a car so good at Indy. It's another 232 for the man who took victory as a debutant back in 2016.
Not bad at all when it comes to the amount of degradation. How fast he's going every inch of road on the exit.
Big old wiggle at the back end of his race car there. He makes an adjustment with his right hand on the rear roll bar settings. He knows things are starting to get swirly.
Look at how much the wheel's moving in his hands. He is hanging on to this thing. You've got to just trust the race car. You've got to feel it at a whole different level.
6, gold 6, white flag.
3/4 of the way through his run. 1 lap to go for Alex Rossi.
Lap 3 did not register on our timing or the screens we have right now.
I
James,
see
what was it?
A 231.7, 0.3 of a mile an hour drop off, but still in a good window.
The 34-year-old from Nevada City in California. He has never had a pole on an oval.
Looking, just dancing the back of that race car off of turn 3. The wind not favorable for that corner. Rossi off 4.
Good run. Good run.
Checker flag, great job.
And this will be the benchmark. 231.6. It's a 231.9 average.
Nice.
Pato O'Ward remains the only driver to use hybrid on his warm-up lap to give him that boost down the straight and over the yard of bricks to start his run.
You see him regenning down the back straight, harvesting that energy to re-energize the pack. Oh, a big lift coming off the 3, gets close to the wall, and look at the ghost car. Rossi just edging away from him because of that lift of the throttle.
Is that it for O'Ward? Is it done already? Can he find the time? Can he make it back? 230.1 for the first lap. He needs something big, and I don't know if he can.
Making multiple adjustments on the steering wheel. You see his right thumb going down, hitting buttons, trying to affect the handling of that number 5.
It's a handful.
Let's see what happens this lap down in turn 3. This is where he lifted last time. This time wide open. That's going to help his average as the hybrid is deployed onto the front straightaway.
Chance to fight for pole, all but gone with the first lap in the 230s.
But front row still on offer for Rossi. Lap 2, a little bit better.
Finds half a mile an hour almost. Pato O'Ward was on the front row last year for the very first time. How he would love to start this race once again with nobody in front of him.
But for a guy like Pato, his finishing record here is so impressive. He's going to be on the first 2 rows. That puts him in the fight right from the drop of the green. And Townsend, this guy only gets better as the race goes on next Sunday.
Indeed, and if it's not right in the race car at the end of the race on Sunday, he will make it right. He will put the car on his shoulders and force it to do what he needs. Lap 3, is even better.
An improvement every time round for Pato O'Ward. What a shame, that little bobble on the first lap.
He'll be happy when this run is over, guys, just to be done with this. The young driver from Mexico, most popular driver in the series, championship contender year after year, but more than anything, always in the fight on lap 199 here at Indy.
Mexico's wait for a pole sitter at the Indianapolis 500 will have to wait. But will they have a race winner this time next week? 2:30.5, a really nice run from those last 3 laps. Alexander Rossi maintains P1.
Keep your eye on that orange throttle trace to see if there's any movement there at all. We see a bit of deployment from the hybrid.
Thing looks pretty planted as we take a look at the ghost car. Ferrucci behind Rossi, but it's not a huge gap. Ferrucci doing a great job, and looks like maybe closing just a skosh there in turn 3.
Definitely hanging with him. Definitely hanging with him. Through 4 now for Ferrucci. Does he deploy on the main straight? He doesn't. Rossi's first lap was a 2:32.5. Ferrucci's first lap is a 2:31.1.
For that first lap, the Firestones are fresh, they're warm, they're gonna give you the best grip, and then every subsequent lap, you wear them a little more. That grip falls away a little more, and the challenge from inside the cockpit becomes even harder.
One thing you'll hear from the strategist to the driver is stay ahead with your controls. What they mean is make the adjustment before the tire tells you it needs it. That's the key for consistency. We'll see how consistent Ferrucci is at the line.
2:30.7. He loses 0.4, but that is actually on par. That is where he needs to be right now. And let's not forget, Santino Ferrucci all the way through today has said, we don't really have a qualifying car. We have a great race car, but we don't necessarily have a car for qualifying. The fact that he is even up in the Firestone Fast 6 is so beyond expectations for this driver and this team.
And that's what I was saying earlier, Will, is that this is just a team that really hasn't had the pace to be in this position, but they just sort of willed it into existence. They manifested it themselves, and we know they're going to be super strong come the race on Sunday.
2:30.581 keeps the average at 2:30.817. That would track ahead of the McLaren of Pato O'Ward. And if this is how fast their qualifying car is, and they don't think they have a qualifying car, watch out in the race, because Santino Ferrucci in the number 14, Homes for Our Troops Chevrolet, will be a force.
Wide open. Whiskey, Foxtrot, Oscar coming off of turn 4. Foot to the pedal, foot to the floor for Santino Ferrucci.
Across the yard of bricks, Santino Ferrucci slots into second with a 2:30.846.
David Malukas, 24-year-old from Chicago in his first season with Team Penske, his first Indy 500 with the most successful team in this race's history.
He sits in one of the most important and valued seats in this championship, and he is running now for pole at the Indy 500. And he's right with Rossi.
Right with him. Ghost Card actually pulling on him, coming off of turn 2, down the back straight. Look at the momentum of the number 12. Check the speed.
239.
240.
Hits 240. That wind dying down a little bit compared to Rossi's run. That's going to be a little bit easier, but Rossi now coming back.
Just showing you how impressive that first lap was from Alexander Rossi. Malukas' first lap is a 2:31.7. Rossi still edging it.
Remember, Rossi's average at 2:31.9, so you're going to have to see a decent-sized jump from Malukas. Not normally what you see. Normally, lap 1 is the big lap. Rossi staying cool and calm,
and starting to smile just a little bit more as he realizes just how impressive his run was. Track temp now dropping further yet, 98 degrees for Malukas, and I'm so glad he can't see this ghost car. It would drive me crazy to know that pole position is just that far ahead.
And he went faster, guys. 2:31.9. Malukas found 0.2 of a mile an hour.
And the crowd loves that.
His average now only 1/10 off of what Rossi is. Can he keep this trend up?
Apex of turn 2 there. Malukas' car just showing the slightest bit of a dance. Just a little bit of a yaw and a wander, but it still looks planted.
Rossi's average 2:31.9, Malukas' 2:31.8. If Malukas can find some more speed, he's going to be on terms with Rossi. What's the third lap got? 2:31.7. He stays at 2:31.8 for the average. It's gonna be close. This will be a nail-biter. Alexander Rossi looks completely unperturbed.
Rossi standing there with his engineer, Matt Barnes. If they can stay ahead here, it guarantees a front row, but it's gonna be close. Full hybrid deployment for Malukas. He does a full regen as well. Gonna do a double deployment on this final lap.
One corner to go for David Malukas. Tips it into turn 4. Starts to deploy the hybrid on the run down to the yard of bricks. Will it be pole for now for Malukas? Can he depose Rossi? No, he can't. Alex Palou's first lap in the top 12 shootout was a 2:32.0. If he is going to take this to Alexander Rossi, he needs to match or better that, because Rossi's first lap was a 2:32.5.
Well, Palou saw 234 miles an hour going into turn 1, and going into turn 3, it's 241.
Fastest trap speed of the Fast 6 so far. The number 10 absolutely flying. The 29-year-old from Barcelona is fractionally ahead of Rossi so far. One lap
over
down.
the line, what he has, and what he has is a 2:32.8.
Unbelievable pace. Can he keep it up? Did he use too much of those Firestones?
He's got the hands to make it work. Those smooth white gloves massaging this DHL car around the track. They've got the speed on the straights. They've got the handling in the corners. Palou backs it up, another 241 mile an hour trap speed.
It's going to take something very special to beat that run of Alex Rossi. But this man is special.
2 more laps.
He may be one of the greatest we've ever seen in this championship. His second lap is another 2:32. The crowd love it. Rossi can only watch on, aware that he too is witnessing greatness.
Rossi knows, he can see it's going to be tough to hang on to it from here. It's such a helpless feeling when you're out of the car watching.
Alex Palou knows he's on a great run right here. He knows he needs to beat Rossi, but he can't forget how strong David Malukas is coming up. Rosenquist is coming up next. So Palou has to push it all the way to the line.
2:31.8. He's on for a 2:32.3.
He showed up to this series with a tremendous amount of ability, skill, and talent, but anywhere there was a deficit, this driver has dug deep and found a way to improve. And just look at the performance you're watching here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is absolutely flawless from Alex Palou.
Nails the apex in turn 3. Everything looking as strong as it did on the first lap.
Will this be his second Indianapolis 500 pole? Alex Palou crosses the yard of bricks. It's a 2:31.9 to the top on a 2:32.248 average with one driver left to go.
Good job, boys. Wow.
No Swede has ever stood on the pole for the Indianapolis 500. Is today the day for the man from Värnamo, Sweden? Felix Rosenquist is on the hunt for Indy 500 pole.
You just see how that track temp is dropping. Felix Rosenquist holding the button down with his left thumb. That's the fast jacker dropping the back of the car to try to get a little bit more speed, and he needs it because right now tracking behind Alex Palou.
Just a 2:39 into turn 3 when we say only 239 miles an hour. It's an astonishing figure, and that first lap is his slowest first lap of the day, a 2:31.7.
It's just not enough. It's not enough, guys. It's going to be a tall, tall order to try to claw back the pace needed.
We have seen drivers improve. David Malukas, a great example, went almost 0.3 miles an hour quicker on his last lap than his first lap. Look at Alex Palou smiling. They know they've done a brilliant job.
But if anyone can do it, it's this man. He's set the fastest laps of the day. He set the fastest laps of the month. Rosenqvist, what does lap 2 look like for him? 2:31.3. It's falling away from him. Just as last year. Rosenqvist for it all to do.
Boy, that rear end started to dance around. We saw that before from Rosenqvist. He told us how sketchy it was. As a driver, you're trying to do everything you can right now to take drag out of the car, and it looks really dicey in turn 3.
Rosenqvist is hanging on. How much has the
White
track
flag,
changed?
remember your deploy.
Wow.
1 lap to go. Palou can smile now. Surely this will be his second Indianapolis 500 pole. Rosenqvist will give it everything to join him on the front row. But does he have enough? 2 corners left.
That's a good recovery.
Deployment down the back straight, doing everything he can to try to claw back some speed. 239 is what he tops out at, turning in flat out to turn 3.
It was always going to take something special to beat Felix Rosenqvist on a day when he has looked unstoppable. But the man to top him is Alex Palou. It's a second Indy 500 pole for the 4-time champion. What a run. And as he embraces Chip Ganassi, Kevin Lee is there with our P1, NTT P1 award winner.
This guy never ceases to amaze us. The 3-time defending IndyCar champion, the defending winner of this great race, has his second pole award. Let's let him embrace his dad. And I've got a gift for you, another NTT P1 award hat. You told me twice today we're somewhere between 5th and 10th. How are you on the pole the fastest again?
These guys, just look at these guys, the incredible work they did today. I have no words. Today, honestly, we didn't expect to have that much speed. We started struggling. I mean, everybody saw we were 11th. We were not holding anything back, but I have to say, probably being on the 31st, thanks to my wife, by the way, for drawing that number. But I think being there kind of allow us to just work on those conditions. So, wow, that was incredible. Thank you all the fans that are here. It just feels incredible. Great start of the month of May, and cannot thank everybody at CGR enough.
You've won 11 of the last 23 IndyCar races, including this one. Does winning the pole for this race, is that as big as any race win?
Yeah, it is. I mean, look how we're celebrating. It's our race week. It's our race this weekend. It's not easy to do everything like this team is executing. We're able to do it because of DHL and everybody that is supporting us throughout the year. But yeah, did not expect it. You could see that the celebration was really high because this morning when we woke up, we did not expect this speed. So yeah, incredible. So fun.
Congratulations. Once again, everyone is chasing Alex Palou at Indy.
Team Penske's 50th front row start belongs to David Malukas. You had to do 3 perfect runs, but do you feel like that last one was your best one?
The last one was definitely the best one. We really pushed the limits. I think that was as much as it could give. The first lap was a little bit of a learning curve, getting the gearing right with this wind differential between the 2 straights. So it was missing those 2 tenths. So I think absolute maximum we would have been P2 there. Had nothing for Palou. I mean, congrats to him. That was mega 4 laps. But really happy with Team Penske here in this Verizon Chevrolet number 12 car. Front row is kind of what we were aiming for, and we got it there. So that's a good spot to start to go in for this Indy 500.
When you go from 33 to 12 to 6, it's a long day for everyone. How proud are you of the effort of this 12 team?
Feels good. I'm going to be sleeping really good for the next 2 days because that's going to take some recovery after that. The amount of pressure and stress, I was checking my heart rate. I think it's almost higher than what it is going to be in the race. So yeah, really stressful day, but feels good that we brought it home.
Rest up. Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Felix Rosenqvist has been fast throughout the day in the first 2 sessions, 4th overall. Did it cooling down? That normally makes the car better, but were you just better in the heat than others?
I don't know, to be honest. It was quite a big gap from run 2 to run 3, like 1.3 miles per hour. It felt good. It just didn't seem like it was, that much in it. It just didn't go as fast, I'd say. So yeah, shame. It's kind of deja vu for me. I had this 3 times now when we kind of gone into the last round and want to finish it off, and then it just kind of like a curse. But it is what it is. I'm super proud of the team, anyways. Congrats to Alex and Honda on the pole. We'll just focus on the race. If you don't get the pole, like, pretty easy to just switch back to race mode.
And inside row 2 seems like a pretty good starting spot. That's where Felix Rosenqvist will be next Sunday.
Santino Ferrucci is going to start 5th in the 110 running of the Indianapolis 500. We talked today multiple times because you had to be perfect multiple times. That very last run, though, conditions changing, front stretch getting covered with shade. What was it like inside the car?
Oh, it's just awesome. I was really trying to unwind the wheel on my run. I think I might have gave Larry a little bit of a heart attack on one of the laps coming out of 2, but it was more me just trying to get the thing freed off the corner and get it going up the hill. And just hats off to all of our Homester Troops Chevrolet 14 crew. We've been working on this thing since Thursday. That's how long we've been in Q-Trim. I think we've definitely found quite a bit of pace. Obviously, I don't think we had enough to fight for pole, but I think all of us when we woke up this morning didn't think we would be in the Fast 6. So this was a very pleasant surprise. Engineering team did a fantastic job. They just kept it very, very even keel throughout the day. We haven't changed a car since we woke up this morning. So, big testament to that. I've been driving the same thing all day, so I'm just happy qualifying's over and we go racing.
Thanks, Santino.
Thanks.
Let's take a look at the entire field now. Obviously, the front row we just saw from the fastest 6. Anything catch your eye here? Connor Daly in good position as well. Otto Award, row 4.
Obviously, it's Kim, I said it earlier. I think that, obviously, Cal Collette, that was an incredible run by him.
Yes, a fellow Spaniard, as proud as to see Alex Palou do well. And Kyle Kirkwood, who's had a good IndyCar season, hoping to work his way up. Graham Rahal, Mick Schumacher, one of the 4 rookies in this year's running. The 33-car field is set with the defending champ on the pole. Will we have a repeat winner? Will we have a first-time winner? The 110th will be special. The Indy 500 on Fox. The history, the mystery, the tradition continues. Thanks for being with us live from Indianapolis Motor Speedway.